people are still maybe perhaps as to whether or not there's going to be a Merry Christmas. But at the end of the day, we owe it to ourselves to be merry at all times, regardless of the season. How's your mind? How's your body? How is your soul? I'm grateful for a lot of things. In fact, something happened to me yesterday, and it just opened my eyes to how things can go in different directions in a split second. The good news is we are here. The good news is we're still alive. And the good news is we are all going to make it to 2025. Yes, I missed you too. I'm seeing your messages. I missed you too. I missed you on Wednesday as well. Constance Mega held on. She stood in for me. Yesterday, I was on my way to work and then something happened. For that reason, I couldn't show up. But thank you. Thank you for... I saw some messages, people checking up on me via my social media handles. Having said that, let's talk, shall we? So, let me start by saying this. Have you ever been in a situation where you see someone and you greet the person out of, courtesy, only to realize that the person you are greeting is supposed to be greeting you? I'll explain. I walked into a salon and I saw someone, and in my usual manner of exchanging pleasantries, I greeted, and this particular person was looking older than myself, and I said, "Good afternoon, ma." And the owner of the salon just said, "Auntie, not try more." I said, should I not greet when I see my elders? She said, "Come on, stand up and greet." And the lady says, "Good afternoon, ma." And I'm like, what's going on here? And I say, "Auntie, no mind. Now so she did deceive us too." And I still did not understand. This girl looked mature, and she was just a teenager. And this is not to say that you shouldn't exchange pleasantries with someone younger than yourself. But then when you cannot determine between who is older, who is an adult, and who is a child in this day and time, wahala dey, finally. So that's what we're going to be talking about, determining children appropriate fashion. Yes, it's something we need to talk about. And why are we talking about it? It's the festive season again. And as usual, parents will go all out to ensure their children look their very best, especially for Christmas and New Year outings. So you are a parent. I'm sure you have done some shopping, clothes shopping. You may have even done some fabric shopping to make dresses for your kids. So it's either you're buying a dress or you're making a dress. Now, if you're making a dress, you would have to choose a style for your child, if it's male or female, right? If you're buying a dress, you will have to buy something fitting for your children. They say let kids be kids. But it's funny how you see some kids, or I don't know, you see some children dressed up like adults and you are confused on how to address or relate with them. Parents are really doing the most these days. From wig or hair installations, you see a child wearing frontal, wearing bone straights, wearing 5x5, pixie coils and the rest, to fixing nails. I saw it, I think last Christmas. Yeah, fixing nails. A child. And eyelashes. To certain haircuts, jewelry, and even style of clothes. These kids seems to be competing with the adults. As the world becomes saturated with technology, our children are being exposed to adulthood earlier than ever. The internet, the social media space, the networking sites, the media all have an effect of flooding our kids with thoughts and images that their young minds are not ready for. Of course, adults are exposed to it as well, so it's easy for us to become desensitized. Now, nowhere is it more apparent than in this trend to dress children in clothes that aren't age appropriate, and celebrities or very rich and influential people tend to be the culprits most times. But when we critically look at the situation, is it appropriate to expose our kids in that manner? Recently, someone shared with me a video of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and their first child. I think, what's her name now? Is it Blue Ivy? Somebody help me. I'm not sure. I didn't mix it up. I think they went for a premiere, and the dress she was wearing, to be very honest, was beautiful. But her hair, her makeup, there's some things I can't say on air, but this person encounters the opposite gender, and the opposite gender claims not to know that she's just a teenager because her looks or her look depicts her to be someone older. And just maybe he falls into a trap. I'm just saying. Not like I'm justifying it, don't get me wrong. But think of the possibilities, really. Think of how many people have seen younger people and assumed they were older. Maybe from their pictures, from interactions with them, from meeting them face to face, because of how they were dressed. Their fashion sense, from the crown of their head down to their feet. And that is why I want to ask, not to sound like someone who is hating, because maybe that's the conclusion some of these celebrities or rich people will say, you're just hating. If you cannot buy gold for your child, does it mean if I have gold I should not buy? If you cannot buy diamond for your child, does it mean if these are the trending fashion stuff? You're just hating. Go and sit down. If you want to address your child like a 2-year-old, that's my business. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but who or what determines what is children appropriate fashion is the question. Who or what? If you follow all these cable TV, you may have come across some fashion stations, and there are people who call themselves fashion police. So when you mess up on the runway, you mess up at a premiere, you mess up on the red carpet, you mess up at an event, they're like, why is she wearing that? What's this and that? Yeah. So fashion police does that. Is there like a fashion institute for children that collectively come together and say, this is what is children appropriate? Or is it something handed down, like instinct just tells you that you see this outfit, it's nice, it's beautiful, it looks good, but it's not appropriate for this child? Or is it about finance? Means if you can afford it, go ahead. If you cannot, shut up. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. We have the WhatsApp and Telegram number. It is 0809-030-6416. Again, 0809-030-6416. On X, we're at Nigeria Info PH, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch us live, and most importantly, be a part of a conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. Again, 0817 923-0002 and 0817-93-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again 0809-0306416. It's still the sunny side right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM, and we're talking determining children appropriate fashion. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
The way these teenage girls now, most especially at the teen age, looking like adults, and they found in adult environments. It's not just only to the parenting. To me, I also want to narrow it down to this other aspect of the kind of food they consume at that age. Also, the medication. I know I will find this before. The vaccine we administer to these kids when they are children. Have we done a proper clinical test if they are adoptable in this our environment? Because the way these kids grow, the way they look, it's something else.
Mr. Zion, what has vaccine got to do with this? Can we just focus on...
No, but let's look at it from holistically. Let's just focus on
vaccine is vaccine. Let's leave vaccine. Let's focus on fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the fashion aspect, maybe we should have a dress culture. Our modern parents, especially the women or the mothers, have failed us, subjecting their female daughters to this like a trophy child. I'm proud of this. Let me make her look good. And also I look at it that this appeal they want to present out to men. I want my daughter to marry a rich man. So let me paint her, position her for a rich man. I think that is a poverty mentality we need to deal with.
Mrs. Zion, it's not just the mothers. In the year 2019, it was my plan to be on low court from the beginning of the year up until the end. So I visited a lot of barbing salons. When I say one, there were times I had to change my barber and it didn't end well. I saw fathers who brought their sons to have haircuts. It was the fathers that were determining the kind of haircuts these sons came back home with. It was the fathers that would tell the barber, dye the hair. Put some more coily. Put one line, put two lines like this, twing, twing. You understand? They were going to, all these foreign artists, all them, Draco, I don't know their names now. There's one, T-Pain, Rick Ross. So they would go to their pages. They will see Chris Brown. They will say, hey, see the way the line is on Chris Brown's hair. Do it like that for my son. It was the fathers that were doing that. Who were the people buying studs and the rest for their sons? Was it not the fathers?
No, this way, the aspect of the son, we can able to fulfill that. When you see them, you know that this is just a teen boy that has grown beyond his age. Maybe he's too tall.
Okay.
You measure them on height.
Height, okay.
Not like the female. The female are embodied in every aspect. All the body shape, the size, their height, their reasoning, the color skin, the pigment, everything is matured. If you are not the type that is disciplined like Mr. Zion, you will...
Okay, so back to the question. Who or what determines? I mean, that's what we're trying to achieve here. There's a way we do things here. This is Nigeria. Sometimes we want to make comparisons with other climes and other countries, how things are done abroad. But this is Nigeria. I mean, in abroad, they have prom. We didn't have prom here. If you see any secondary school that is doing prom, they have been watching a lot of High School Musical something, a lot of Glee and a lot of, and they say, okay, let's bring this, let's inculcate. But it's not, but this is us. Growing up, Christmas cloth standard. In fact, lace. An African mother will go to where they are selling lace. Is either she'll go to where they are selling bale lace or where they are selling correct lace, and she will buy lace, and she will buy maybe 8 yards, and she will bring that lace to their tailor. So for my son Junior, so for Adeze, so for Chiamaka, then you will now sew for me too, and so for their father. And then on Christmas Day, everybody fall out the same, or anko, whatever the case may be. If they are not doing that, they are going to a shop where they sell children's clothes. If there are 2 boys in the house, they are buying 2 exact trousers, the same, 2 shirts, the same, 2 sneakers, the same. And then the daughter will be different. If there are more girls, they are buying the same. So on Christmas Day, you just know that these ones are children. At least that alone, you know not to. But now, it is the children that are telling the parents the style. I mean, I have a neighbor. Her daughter is just 13 years old. Her daughter knows boyfriend jeans. Yes! She said, this is the boyfriend jeans I want. Where did she find it? On social media. Okay, what are we buying? She said it's boyfriend jeans. So they said the boyfriend jeans has been something thousand. I say, ha. So this one now knows there is boyfriend jeans. I'm sure that she will know there is ripped jeans. I'm sure she'll be fully aware that there is rugged jeans. Ripped jeans and rugged jeans should be the same. There's pencil. I don't know, but she knows. And she has started wearing boyfriend jeans. It was her preference, not the one her mother forced her to wear. Nigerian Phil, good afternoon to you. I'm Soki Fubara from Port Harcourt says, we need to put a lot of efforts to help our kids. Kids should be kids and should be dressed well. Kids shouldn't wear heavy perfumes. A child should be allowed to grow well. Yes, there are some kids who are groomed from rich homes, where they got many options for food, clothes, and toys. That notwithstanding, a good parent should be sensitive enough to send the child to a good school where they can be groomed accordingly. Parents should determine how the children dress, but they should be dressed appropriately. Now, if we're leaving it for the parents to decide alone, maybe I decide that my daughter would wear closure. Okay, for those of you who do not know, maybe for the men, it's a closure. I don't know. I mean, no need to explain. Maybe I say my daughter should wear a glueless closure, a glueless frontal, right? And I can afford it. I go and buy a bundle. I have them wig it. And on Christmas Day, people are seeing an adult hair on my child. And I also decide that, there's one very fine bomb shot I saw. The bomb shot has very fine stones. And one very nice crop top. It will look good on my daughter. Then I also decide that, there's one very nice sneakers. If she wears it without sneakers and she falls out, oh my goodness. She's gonna be she's gonna turn heads. And I also decide that there is one set of diamond, bracelet and earrings and necklace. And I dress her like that. But then again, I can afford it. I feel it's good. But does it speak well of my parenting? Does it tell that I have done a good job dressing my child appropriately? Does it tell that people do not now see my child as a target for theft? So while I am all about making my child look good, some other person is looking at my child and is saying, oh my God, that hair is what 300,000 will steal it. See that bracelet? Now original diamond be that too. Go Tifam. See that top? I saw that top on Amazon. Do you know how much? What is the guarantee that when I go out with my child and I just look away, they are not stealing my child or kidnapping my child, or they're not stealing the things I wear, And I mean, if you've been to some schools and you get some reports, parents will tell you how his original gold earring that they gave the child, they wore the child, only for the child to come back with is it look-alike or replica, the fake of it. So again, I ask, who or what determines children appropriate fashion? Godwin Agwanwa says, Denise, good afternoon. Concerning this matter, of course, the people that determine the children appropriate fashion is their parents or their elder siblings. If they dress well, the children will also dress well by their examples. So the people will determine fashion sense for children, appropriate dressing for children in their parents or elder siblings. Godwin from Alakaya. Okay. So what if the parents decide to walk naked? Echo Majud on Facebook says, for children, I would say it's the parents that determine their appropriate wears, but decent, please. Call me Moses says, good afternoon, I'm just here to learn. Quater Magnus says, no one determines the fashion of a child except the parents. And it is deteriorating and disgusting how children are being dressed by the parents nowadays. You see a 3 to 4 year old dressing indecently with the consent of their parents, and I begin to wonder what's happening. Mama, they put polo inside trouser for back. Pikin under the age of 10, they put her own too. I want to appeal to parents. I want to appeal parents owe a very big duty of great responsibility to guide and train their children in the way they should go. So when they are old, they will never deviate or depart from it. Parents owe it. Okay. Oh, Denise, it's called distressed gene or ripped gene. Why is it distress? What's distressing the gene, by the way? Anyway, keep the calls coming. 0817 923 0002. Once again, 0817 923 0002. WhatsApp number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages is 0809 030 6416. Again on X at Nigeria Info PH and Facebook Nigeria Info 90.3 PH. Now, you can also try 0817 923 0009. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Turn off your radio set, please.
Dennis.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, most of our children this time, then discourageously is through their parents.
Could you please turn off your radio set? Thank you very much.
Very good. So, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
I'm saying that these parents this time around, so they are the people discouraging their children for an indecent dressing. Of a truth, a girl of 13 years, approximately 14 years, then should be wearing an indecent dressing that might cost almost 250,000 naira. Where do they get that money from? And their parents will be looking at them, and they cannot give them a report or give them sanction that from today onwards, stop using an indecent dressing. So, my dear Dennis, you have been speaking a lot, but I advise the parents that they should look into their
children's dressing. Nigerian, good afternoon to you and welcome. Oh dear, so sorry we lost our call. Please do well to call back. Now my mama they go back and go buy clothes for me when I did small for primary school. As I grew up, I go to the market with her and she asked me to choose from the children clothes which one I prefer. I remember how I barb one kind hairstyle back in the days. My mama sent me back to go and rebarb the hair. I got no option. I need beg Oga Baba to help me rebarb the hair. I was in junior secondary school then. Someone says concerning the topic, okay, first congratulations Double D to your station to emerge as the radio station of the year. Thank you so much. Concerning the topic of today, it is unfortunate and pitiable for parents to fail in their basic responsibility when parents start buying them clothes and things that adults do wear. It changes their mentality. They start seeing themselves as adults and even go into adult activities. Parents should sit up, else our today and tomorrow generation will turn upside down. Thank you. CJ from Abloma. Didi, you don't find trouble. You go see Jean names today, Taya. And that's from what he says, I beg, what is indecent dressing? I want to ask your callers. Okay, good question, because the focus is not on indecent dressing, but on children appropriate dressing. Hi, in my own opinion, parents are truly the problem of a child's dressing. Jibola from Port Harcourt says, parents have a responsibility to determine their children's wears and looks. The society will not take responsibility on this. And then this one says, good afternoon, Nigeria Info. About the topic and discussion, I think one of the things that caused this inappropriate dressing is peer pressure. Secondly, it is also inadequate parental guide and control. Chijoke in Tema community, 25 Accra, Ghana. Now, let's establish something. Okay, let's establish something. You take your child shopping and you ask your child, do you like this dress? And your child says no. And you ask why. And your child is telling you something like this. It looks too childish. I want something mature. How should you respond as a parent? After the break, stay tuned.
For more talk